Okay, I have taken the given facts from the question here. 6.25% is the fixed rate of interest for Galeplus and 8.3% is the fixed rate for per diem counterparty. Whereas for the floating rate of interest, it is P power plus 2% for Galeplus and P power plus 1.5% for per diem counterparty. So if I take the differentials here, so first before taking the differentials, I need you to observe something. The fixed rates are lower in Galeplus, whereas the floating rates are lower in per diem country. So if the Galeplus is taking in UK in fixed rate of 6.25 and in per diem at floating of 1.5, there are double savings here. So since these two are in preferential manner, we get a profitable situation. That means we get more benefit comparatively in the differential. So I'll figure it. We can figure that out. 8.3 minus 6.25, that is 2.05% is the differential benefit here, and here it is 1.5% minus 2%. So that is 0.5%. So if I see the net differentials, net differentials, that would be 2.05 minus 0.5%, which is 2.55%. So here you have double savings. You need to identify that. If you are worried about how to figure that out, if you don't know how to figure this out, let's use the logic here. So see here, the differentials in the fixed rate of interest. If you see, if per diem counterparty, if you are taking in, if the Galeplus is taking in fixed, they are getting it for 6.25 compared to the counterparty of 8.3, which means we are saving how much? 2.05% we are saving there. And since we are taking at fixed rate here, the counterparty will take it in the floating rate, which is again 0.5% savings there. So here we are saving 2.05, there also we are saving 0.5. So the total we are saving 2.55%. Okay, if these are reverse, if let's say floating rate is also lower for Galeplus company, then what will happen? The benefit will be reduced because you cannot get double benefit. Only one of those benefits will offset the other one. The lower benefit will be offsetted by the higher benefit. Only the differential benefit we will get. But in this case, since both the rates are favorable for both the parties. I mean, in what do you say? How do I say that without confusing you? One of the rate is favorable for Galeplus, other rate is favorable for per diem counterparty. So you are getting double benefit here. 2.55 would be the net differential benefit for you. And they have given you some bank fee, right? So the bank fee is given as where are we? Yeah, here. The banker would charge a fees of 0.75% per year. Okay, so less banker's fee would be 0.75%. Let me put a minus over there. So okay, net interest saving because of swap would be 2.55 minus 0.75, that is 1.8. So they also given in the question that Galeplus would take 75% of the net arbitrage. Galeplus benefit 1.8% into 75%, that is 1.35%. So the net savings for Galeplus through this swap would be 1.35% per annum. Okay. So we can quickly check the answer for this in case if somebody is looking for that. So yeah, here you are. So interest rate differentials 6.25, 8.3, that is 2.05. Don't look into the symbols, guys. You just need to understand the net impact. That's all. 2.05 and 0.5. So the overall arbitrage opportunity would be 2.55%, 2.55, of which 0.75 per year, leaving 1.8, of which 75% is 1.35. That would be the benefit per year to Galeplus in terms of interest savings using the currency swap here, right? So this is the first scenario, guys, for you, that is regarding the swaps of the interest rates, that is the borrowing rate basically. Then moving on to the next part of the question, they're asking you, assuming the swap takes place as described. So please understand, you need to understand this part very clearly. What are they trying to tell you? Galeplus's bankers have suggested using a currency swap for the purchase price of the factory with a swap of principal immediately and in 3 years time. That means only the principal amount, that is 2000 million only, will be the agreed amount, not the entire 4000 million which you are going to get at the end of the third year. See, right now you are going to pay 2000 million, you are going to get 40 40 40 for the 3 years, and at the end of the third year you are also going to get 4000 million as the repurchase back price. So this, out of this 4000 million, only 2000 million will be protected by the swap. Remaining 2000 million will be exchanged based on the exchange rate as on the end of the third year. So you have to understand what is being hedged here through the currency swaps. Okay, including relevant calculation as to whether Galeplus should purchase the communication center or not. The relevant risk adjusted discount rate may be assumed to be 15% per year. Okay, sir, see, the thing is, we are given the current exchange rate, which is spot rate of 85.4 rupees per pound, but the 3-year forward rate is not available here. Sir, without this, how do we solve this particular question? Because we know that at the end of the third year, we are going to get 4000 million, out of which 2000 million will be exchanged back using the same spot rate using the currency swap. That is fine. But what about the remaining 2000 million? That will be based on the future spot rate, which is basically, we can consider using the forward rate, because we don't know what will be the future spot rate as on the date of expiry. So we'll take the forward rate that is available for the NPV calculation. But here they are saying the future forward rate for 3 years is not available. So how do we do that, sir? Because you are being given inflation rates here. See, inflation during the next 3 years is expected to be between 15% per year and 50% per year, somewhere between 15 to 50. And sir, we need inflation rates. Yeah, these are the inflation rates. But what about UK inflation, sir? Because if I know both the countries' inflation rates, I can use purchasing power parity theorem to find the forward rate. But they are giving only one country, Perdian country inflation rate. See, that is why you need to read the question carefully, guys. See here, inflation in the UK is expected to be negligible. That means we can assume that there is no inflation in the next 3 years in UK. Only Perdian inflation can be taken. So what we are going to do is, we are going to calculate a 3-year forward. Okay, 3-year forward, and given the spot rate is how much? 85.4 rupees per pound. Rupees per pound is 85.4. That is the spot rate. Okay, so if I go with worst case, that is 50% inflation, what will be the exchange rate, guys? So that is very simple, into 1 plus 50% raised to the power of 3 years. 3 years forward rate in case of worst case of a 50% inflation. If it's the best case of only 15% inflation is there, so that would mean 85.4 into 1 plus 15% raised to the power of 3, which is 129 point something something. So technically this would be the worst case forward rate, and this will be the best case forward rate. Just for your understanding purpose, nothing else. Okay, these are the forward rates. Okay, now imagine, sir, just imagine if I am getting 4 million. Okay, out of which 2000 million anyways we are hedging, so we will get it at 85.4. That's not a problem. But remaining 2000 million, if I'm getting it at 288.23, if I'm converting that into GBP, I'm going to get only 6.94 GBP per 6.94 just a sec. $6.94 million GBP. Yeah. See, right now we are investing 23.42 million GBP, sir. Listen to me very, 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 very carefully. Right now we need to invest how much? 2000 million, right? Yeah. The purchase price is 2000 million rupees. So 2000 million rupees, if I convert into GBP using the spot rate, that is 23.42. So 2000 divided by 85.4, that is 23.42 million is what I am investing in GBP, right? Okay, what I'm going to get back after 3 years if the worst case scenario is applicable? So first of all, we know that 2000 divided by, we are going to get two parts. One is the protected by hedge part and the other one is not protected by hedge part. So the protected by hedge, we are going to get 85.4 per GBP. So we are going to get 30.36 and the balance, 2000 at 85.4 and remaining 2000 at 288.3. So even though technically we are doubling this amount, imagine, see, 2000 million is now becoming 4000 million. Technically we should get double, but we are going to get lesser because of the bad forward rate. Okay, that is something that you need to understand. Similarly here also, 2000 divided by 85.4 plus 2000 divided by 129.88, that's 38.82. If only 15% inflation is there, we are going to get 38.82. Okay, so that's something that you need to understand. This is just for your reference, guys. This is not a part of the solution. This is for you to understand how inflation is working. Okay, next one. So we know the rest of the NPV calculations, which is pretty straightforward. So year 0, year 1, year 2, year 3. So investment in year 0 is 2000 million and cash flows would be first year 40, second year 40, third year 40, and also repurchase value at the end of the third year is 4000. So if I take net cash flows, the sum of these three, and then if I do the PVF at 15%, sir, why 15%? Go back to the question. The relevant risk adjusted discount rate may be assumed to be 15% per year. 1.15 raised to the power of 2 raised to the power of 3. Oh, sorry. Oh, raised to the power of 0, raised to the power of 1, raised to the power of 2, raised to the power of 3. Okay. So using the 15% discount rate, NPV is calculated as 721.39, which is a positive NPV. But this is in which currency, guys? This is in rubles. But we are in GBP. We want this in GBP. So we need to understand that. And also, oh, if that is the case, it's better I calculate the forward rate for all the 3 years instead of just 1 year. I would need all the 3 years forward rates. Let's do it like this. Yeah, this looks good for me. This will be 1.15. Okay. Okay, so here we have the inflation rates, I mean forward rates in worst case and best case. So best case if I'm doing, so cash flows in GBP would be net cash flows divided by shit. Okay, copy this and transpose it. I'm going to transpose it. Yeah, this would be much more comfortable for me. Okay, so I just transpose this so that I have the yearly rates in horizontal manner so that I can directly use the formula here. That's all, nothing more than that. So PVF net cash flows would be divided by for best case, right? So I'm going to use the best case rates and I'm going to copy that to my right, and then let's copy this and paste it here. Let me check that. Tish, 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 tish. Perfect. So I'm getting a negative NPV. If I'm considering the inflated cash flows, I mean in GBP, if I'm after considering inflation, I'm going to get a negative cash flow. And if I'm going to deal with the worst case scenario, guys, this is all Excel. As simple as that. This is not your not any rocket science or anything. This is just Excel knowledge that is working out here. That's all. So for worst case scenario, I'm going to take the cash flows and divide them by the worst possible forward rates. I mean, forward rates in worst case scenario to my right. And so here also I'm getting a negative NPV of minus 13.77. Okay, let's check our answers once just to be sure. I guess there could be some error there because of the formula transposing and all, but let's check that. So assuming the inflation rates in per year between 15 and 50%, the best and worst case exchange rates are yes. So rubits per per GBP, best case 85, 98, 112 and 129. Let's check if the values are matching or not. Best case 85, 98, 112 and 129. Perfect. Worst case 85, 128, 192, 288. 85, 128, 192, 288. So these are also perfect. So no problem till there. And cash flows in millions of rubits. So these are the cash flows 2000, 40, 44,000. So these are all working out fine. Present values, yeah, these are also 2658, 2656. Okay, perfect, no problem. No rounding off versus we are rounding it off, that's all. And worst case rates 23.42 worst case, okay, 23.42, 0.27, 0.16, 20.07. Oh, okay, cool, 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 cool. So the thing is, they are just taking the discounting factor rounded off at 3 decimals, whereas I'm directly using this divided by 1.15 whole power 1 whole power 2 whole power 3. So I'm not rounding off my discount factor. So because of that, some decimals might not match. But sir, worst case here, look at the third year now. It's 20.07 versus 14. So here there is definitely something wrong. The thing is, I took the entire 4040 and divided that by worst rate. But 2000 out of that is protected actually, right? So I need to do a double calculation here. So what I'll do is equal to 2000 divided by, out of this 4040, 2000 will be protected through my swap plus 4040 minus 2000 divided by worst case or best case. Am I doing worst case? So 288. Okay. So now you can see the PV of cash flow here. 23.42, 23.42, 0.27, 0.27, 0.16, 20.07. So here I'm getting 20.05, which is fine, no problem at all. Okay. So 2000 is protected by the hedge, remaining is not protected. So that is something that we need to understand. Same thing applies for best case scenario also. 2000 is protected by the hedge, but it's not C14 here. It's C21. And best case is 129. Okay, 25.73. Yeah, 25.75. No problem, sir. So NPV is 2.93 in the best case, 2.95, 2.93, no problem. And in worst case, it is minus 2.94, minus 2.9294. That's fine, no issues. Okay, so that is your analysis, but they did not just ask you to solve the math, they also asked you, assuming the swap takes place as described, provide a reasonable analysis including the relevant calculations. Analysis is what is required, guys. So here the analysis is that, you know, the inflation rates are pretty daunting, to be very honest. Here the rates are fluctuating a lot, somewhere between 25 to 500 was there, and estimated that in the next 3 years it is going to settle down to somewhere between 15 to 50, right? So there is a lots of uncertainty involved in this particular matter, and we don't know how the economic stability measures that have been taken are, whether they are effective or not, or that is not yet to be identified. So unless you really need this particular communication center for your other businesses, it's not really required for you to take that risk at this particular point of time. And if in case they want to take the risk, it is better for them to enter the swap for the entire 4,000 million that they are going to get after the 3 years period, rather than just the initial principal of 2,000 million. So they should hedge their position for 4,000 million that they are going to receive at the end of the third year. And also we need to see that the tax effects of per diem government has to be taken into consideration. Though we are given that these are all after tax, but we don't know whether those tax rules will change in the next 3 years or not. So that's another concern for us. So considering all this, you know, it's better if they ignore the project, because in the best case they are getting only how much, sir? They're getting only 2.39 million of net present value. So it's not worth it. It's not worth the risk unless they have better hedging strategies in place. Look at the explanation. The financial viability of the investment depends upon the exchange rate movements. The greater the depreciation in the value of the rupee, that is the inflation rates, the worse the outcome of the investment would be. We already know that. This is due to 3-year price of the telecommunication center remaining constant no matter what the exchange rate is at that particular point of time, because we are going to get only 4,000 million irrespective of the GBP to what is that Rubit's exchange rate. These estimates assume that the exchange rates remain in the these estimates assume that the exchange rates remain in the range of 15 to 50, but again, the worst could be, I mean, the reality could be more worse. It could be more than 50% of inflation. Additionally, non-financial factors like political risk, all these things also need to be considered. Yes, blah blah blah, all these things are there, sir. You can just go through this paragraphs now. This is pretty straightforward answer. There is nothing much here. Taxation in the UK needs to be considered. Unless you have strong strategic reasons like possible future cash flows after the end of the third year, the investment is not really recommended. If you want to take the investment, you should have a better hedge in place, and the price also should be for the entire 4,000 million and not just for the 2,000 million, and you should renegotiate the adverse exchange rate effect on your cash flows. That is what you need to do. So as usual, I'll share this question along with the Excel solution for you guys for your reference in the comment section. I mean, in the description of this video, you can click on that and you can download these files. See you soon in another lecture, guys. Until then, keep smiling. Take care. Good luck. Bye bye.